Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I'm your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
And Caleb, we have got a very special episode today. We have the Taylor Swift draft. Caleb, you want to tell the rules of this draft episode?
Me?
Yes.
Why me? I guess the rules are that we each get 13 picks.
13 picks.
What's the significance of 13, Nancy?
It is her favorite number, and her birthday is December the 13th, so it's just always been her lucky
That's
number.
why it's 13.
So joining us, we have Nancy, my wife, who is a Taylor Swift super fan. She's going to be here, and Caleb, you said that there was an interesting dynamic to this.
Interesting dynamic that makes the draft a little more interesting than just a bunch of Swifties drafted in some way. Because Nancy is a super fan. You're a newish fan, maybe a fan by marriage of some sort.
And you are not.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. A lot of these songs I've really just heard for the first time over the past 2 weeks. So yeah, still not necessarily a fan. but it makes for an interesting dynamic. So I think that may make our picks pretty diverse.
Sure,
and.
So we haven't decided a draft order yet, so we're going to do it based on picking the numbers out of our little mirror ball. So since you are our guest, Nancy, even though you've been on here just about as much as everybody else has, we'll go ahead and let you pick first. Pick your number first. Don't open it, though.
Okay.
Don't open it. She's going to get number 1, and I'm going to be so freaking mad.
I guess I only got one number. Okay, yeah.
Caleb, go ahead. I'll let you pick next. And then you can just give me the other number and just get whichever one you want. I don't care. Shake it. You shaking it?
Shake it off.
I can't get it out.
Oh, give me the freak.
I can't get it out.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. I got one.
I am number 2.
I got the first
Jesus
pick.
Christ.
I got the first pick.
All right. Caleb, what's your first pick?
I got the first pick, huh?
I got first pick.
Okay, first pick of the draft for me
Yes.
is
You need to lean back.
Why don't you just tell me to lean back so the
Because-
camera can pick me up?
Let me
For
make
people-
sure where
for-
you're sitting.
For people
yeah,
that
you're like in front of it.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not sitting anywhere where you
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
We got to maintain.
This is what happens when you tell me to get up and check. For anybody that is just listening to the audio, we do have a Facebook, a video YouTube version of this that you can see online, so you can see me get absolutely irritated by this whole thing moving forward.
But I did set you up sitting in a different position.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
It was very necessary because I wasn't going to say anything. And I should have.
Caleb, what's your first pick? What's your first pick?
Okay, I get first pick. So this song is an odd one because
so mad.
I don't like this album necessarily. The album is from the album Lover. Not a big fan of this album.
I swear to God.
But this song is definitely like the best Taylor Swift song.
I'm going to stab you in the face.
So I'm choosing like the self-titled track "Lover" is my number one pick.
Lover is your number 1 pick.
Yes, my number one pick, and here's why.
A dark horse.
Wow.
Here's why.
Wow.
Because
okay.
Sonically, it may be her most authentic song. Just sound like, especially on that album. That song does not sound like that album.
It is a very pretty song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it sounds normal and natural.
Listen. I'm not going to fault you for picking any song off of Lover because I love that album, and a lot of my picks are going to have. Well, I don't care whether you do or not.
This is my pick though, so I got to explain.
That's fine.
So it almost has like a '60s psychedelia or psychedelic vibe to it with big sound, big reverb, and it kind of sounds like "Fade Into You" by Maisie Star, which is sort of like a dream pop song
from
early '90s. And I just recently found out this is like a song that a lot of people like to play at their wedding or whatever, but I don't know. The song just works for me. It almost sounds like the Taylor Swift song that doesn't sound like a Taylor Swift. If I just heard this song randomly without anybody telling me, I probably wouldn't immediately say that it's Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
It just has kind of has a different vibe to it, and it doesn't sound like really anything else from Lover. Not my favorite Taylor Swift song, but I think as a collective whole, it's the best one that I've listened to over the past 2 weeks.
Well,
I'm going with that.
I will say
Lover.
that you've already shocked because I'm shocked that was the first track.
All of mine are going to be probably a lot of mine are going to be
The
shocking.
very first pick of the draft.
Very first pick of the draft is
I thought
Lover from
great
Lover.
song. It has some really good decisions, especially in that bridge. It does some really interesting chord progressions, which is something I can't say about a lot of Taylor Swift songs. But that one, I'm like, it really caught my attention. I think it's a great song. Really, really great. Some really good live performances of that song too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. just really love that acoustic. Sounds really good.
Well, second pick of the draft.
Goes to Nancy.
Go ahead. I know what you're going to take. Go on.
It's a pick that needs no explanation
Let's hear it.
whatsoever. And Josh is already stewing over there.
Yeah.
All Too Well, the 10-minute version,
Yep.
Taylor's version from
Caleb?
the vault.
Well, it was good. It was good having a draft, bud, but it's over
I
already.
didn't have it on my
It's
phone
over
yet.
already.
I didn't have it on any of mine. So I'm still good.
And why,
Didn't steal any from me.
Nancy, why do you like that song? And why is it your number one pick? Is it because you listened to it 56 times the night it came out?
It's because it was my number one song on my Spotify Wrapped last year. I will not even say how many times that Spotify says I listened to it because it was embarrassing.
And it also was on your Spotify playlist the day after my birthday for some reason. It was like your most played song.
Apparently that was the day I played it the most, was the day after Josh's birthday. So clearly you hurt me at some point.
Would you
but
say,
that's okay.
Would you say it was your favorite song from Red in general before the 10-minute version?
No, it was not.
Okay.
Actually, the original version, I just feel like the 10-minute version gives it a lot more context, and it gives the rest of the album a lot more context too. Like 22 makes a lot more sense, and a few other lyrics and a few other songs on there make a lot more sense with some of that extra context that the 10-minute version has.
Well, I've always, you and I have had discussions on this. Do you think that the 10-minute version should have replaced the original version on the record in the Taylor's version track order? I say it does.
Yes,
I say it should.
I understand why she didn't do it that way, because she wants to own the albums in their entirety the way that they originally were, just so that she has the option to use the original one. But I mean, she's always going to sing the 10-minute version now. I mean, she's singing it on tour. She's taking 10 minutes to sing that one song.
Yeah.
So
Now I have to check my list. See, I have my list on paper because I wrote down 60 songs. We're only picking 33, but I wrote down 60.
39.
It's not 33 songs.
39. I can't do math.
Yeah.
Math is not my strong suit, folks. Do I go for the throat on her early or not?
I don't care. Do whatever you want.
No, you got.
I'm just picking one I like.
We're in this together. It's our
Hey,
show.
I'm clearly not. You guys were like,
It's our
You guys were like
show.
blown away that I picked Lover as the number one pick.
I really
I thought, in my mind, that was universally
All right,
people's
hold on,
favorite
hold on,
Taylor
hold
Swift.
It is one of my favorite
Great.
songs.
It's a great song.
I just
Lover
did not
was like-
expect it to go as number one first draft pick.
Just to tell you, Caleb, Lover was number 23 on my list.
Says a lot about me. I just thought it was
Lover was not even on my
a
list.
really
actually.
wonderfully composed song.
You know.
Unique doesn't do the same
you're-
four chords.
You
like
are,
a lot of
you're
other
wrong.
songs do.
You are wrong.
That's okay.
So my first pick, I'm going to go with a track off of 1989, and that is Style. That is my first pick.
That is fine.
Okay.
So
Didn't have it on my list. Like I said, we brought this song up earlier in discussion. I don't remember it. I don't remember how it goes or anything.
I believe its Style is a perfect pop song.
It was my number 3 pick.
Yeah.
I am okay with it going though, because I've got some heavy hitters.
I really believe the guitar in that song and the guitar lick is when it comes to iconic Taylor Swift songs, that one is up there as far as just a songwriting guitar lick song. So that's my first pick.
Sure.
Back to
It
you.
was my number 55th pick, maybe. I don't know.
Wow.
I stopped after 28. I don't know. Okay, my number one. Listen, my list is going to be drastically different than people who've listened to Taylor Swift for years. It just
feel
is.
like
I believe mine will be
it just
too.
I feel like he's not
fundamentally
going
is.
to have any overlap with either of us.
That,
I don't think he does.
that was what I was hoping. I was hoping that I thought it would make a lot more interesting.
I
if
have a
there's no
feeling
overlap.
if just as a side note, I feel he'll have at least one song that I will love, that he will also appreciate, and he'll pick it because of that.
Maybe I'm always going to lean towards the songs that surprise me, like both conceptually and the way that it's composed, and because a lot of them just kind of like run together. And I think that maybe like that's what a lot of people like about Taylor Swift. A lot of them, it has a similar vibe, but the ones that really like, oh, that did make me feel something. So that definitely leads into my next one, which actually is my favorite Taylor Swift song. But I didn't think it was. I didn't think it represented her as a collective whole. But when Folklore came out in 2021, right? I was like, okay. I like these songs. This is the best stuff I've heard from Taylor Swift. If I'm just being real with myself, these first 10 picks could all be Folklore songs because I just think it's far and away the best album. But my favorite song on that album is Hoax. I think Hoax is a really unique. It's
The face.
It's really
The face.
It's really unique, and it's like a lot of people like to call some Taylor Swift songs emotional, but they don't usually reach to me. But that song, I've listened to that song quite a few times just this week. I'm like, this song is incredible.
Was not on my list.
It's a really quiet and subtle album closer. Something maybe people wouldn't expect from her, and mostly just vocal and piano with some subtle strings. Like the strings don't come in like blaring at the end or glaring at the. They just sort of like subtly come in and come out. The piano was really like off kilter and odd. I'm like, this isn't anything like she's done before.
Sure.
Really love that song. I have since I heard it the first time I ever heard it, and I've continued to love it. I think it's my favorite Taylor Swift song. So here we go, Hoax. It's a sad one.
and by the look on Nancy's face, you took one of her songs. So
It was down there on my list. I don't know if it was quite
there.
already in the top 13, but
Yeah.
it may have been with some of the overlap. Number 2, Josh can probably also guess. It is a song from Speak Now.
Okay.
It is the only one getting any attention on this tour, and it is Enchanted.
Okay.
Enchanted.
It's a great song.
I
It is.
don't remember it.
And during the Eras tour, it's all of the eras, except there's nothing from her first album. And I was so excited the first night. Whenever she put on the ball gown, you hear all that music come in. She goes and does Enchanted. I was sitting there. I was so excited. I was like, okay, we're on the Speak Now section. I'm so excited. We get through that. I'm like, okay, this is great. And then she moved on to Red. And that's the only song from Speak Now. So I will give it some love, too.
Sure, do it. Someone's got to do it. 'Cause it ain't gonna be me. I don't have anything from Speak. I don't have anything from the first 3 albums.
All right. So
So look at my list.
I'm
It's just-
thinking,
it's just right
thinking
there.
that
Look, you can look away.
I'm thinking that Josh had it on theirs because I just saw a little check mark go.
I did. It was my number 3, actually.
So you stole my number 3 and I stole yours.
So
That's okay.
I'm going to move. You know what? I'm going to go into Speak Now territory 2.
Of course you are.
And I'm going to take Haunted.
Okay.
Because I absolutely love the string arrangements in that song, and I'm a sucker for string arrangements in songs. So that's
That was my number 5.
I don't remember it.
So-
I heard this album for the first time ever, like a week ago, and I don't remember that song or Nancy's song.
looking at my list.
I was looking at that. I was looking at our list that we have written out so
Looking at
far.
my list.
So
You're a
Haunted.
liar. You're
That's your
looking at my
sin-
list.
No, I wasn't. I really don't care about your list. We're not going to have much overlap. I figured that out immediately after I picked Lover. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
nobody has that.
Out of the gate, he's
I was
just
like,
like, okay,
oh my
this is
God.
fine.
Technically,
a
I
great
would have
song.
had it. I would have had it, but it would have been low.
That is your favorite album.
I'm
though,
always
my favorite
so-
album.
I'm always going to lean towards the ones with the instrumental where it sounds like a band is playing. That's usually how I'm going to lean.
Case in point, Haunted is
Haunted does have a
I think
very
complete
big string
orchestra.
I assume
arrangement.
she didn't really
yeah.
She didn't really start doing that stuff really till Red, right? Red was like the one where she started to do like everything. It started to sound a little bit poppier with like
Yeah, it
a
was
little
more
bit
poppy,
like
'cause her-
fake drums and stuff like that in it. And
Yeah, her first
electronic
couple
drums.
albums were very guitar heavy, but that's just because that's who she is as a person.
Yeah, very country. The first few albums were country.
very country.
Very
albums.
country.
So my third pick, I think I've already decided to switch because I'm scared someone's going to steal it, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. And hope that the one that I have at 3 will still be around next round because I do love it.
It's possible.
But this one's one that I heard for the first time like a week or two ago.
now it's me going.
Like I've never heard this one until a couple weeks ago, and it's great. So my third pick is Safe and Sound, because and here's why. Here's why. I don't care if it's Taylor's version, whatever. I only listen to the original one. So that what soundtrack is that from?
The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games.
Which one?
The
first
first
one.
one.
Oh, the first one. Okay. So I don't remember. I watched the Hunger Games, but so I heard this song, and honestly,
you'll be happy to know that we've took 2 songs from Nancy so far.
it sounds here. It's this simple. It's the song by Taylor Swift that sounds the most like an Elliott Smith song. It's that simple. Maybe it's because the civil.
Oh, it took 4 songs. I
Maybe-
guess you had Style on there too, didn't you?
Maybe
It
it's
was my number
because it's because the Civil Wars were a part of it, and
Yes.
Civil Wars notoriously did a really fantastic cover of "Between the Bars" by Elliott Smith. But it has a really sorrowful element to it. As you can see, I'm leaning towards the sorrow. I mean,
Yes.
Lover's not like that, but my last 2 picks are. So it has a naturally dark feel, and yet again, it sounds like an actual band playing, and it does that whenever she sings like the safe and the line "safe and sound," the chord choices there. I'm like, okay, that's something that she hadn't done previously to that. It really it goes into a minor chord element there, which is something I don't know if she did that before that song. And I don't know. That's a great song. We was playing on the playlist earlier today in the car, and I just had to kind of shut up. Like I was like, this is high up on the list for me.
We went and took some promotional photos today, and we were listening to some Taylor in the car, and everyone was trying not to play their hands when it came to the draft. So
did the Civil Wars? Did they play on the new one?
Yep.
Taylor's version.
Yep.
Yeah, she actually. If anybody could get the Civil Wars back together, because they had a very, very messy... I'm a Civil Wars fan, too, so that's why it's one of my favorite Taylor songs, too.
It's a great one. Yeah.
But if anybody could have got them back together, like, it was amazing. Like, she got them together to do it, and then...
I told her that was happening, and you could see Nancy just want to, like, scream on the inside. She was so excited
I loved
that they were
that
going to re-record.
song because I was a big
good
fan
one.
of the Hunger Games, too. Like, I read all the books. I watched the movies. Like, I was a very big fan. I was a very big Taylor fan then, too, still, of course. And so I listened to that song so much on my little MP3 player whenever it came out. I downloaded it illegally. Don't tell anyone. But I listened to it
As
so
much Taylor merch as you have bought over the last, like, year and a half, I think you've made up for it. It's
That's
fine.
true.
So did that come out before Red?
Came out after Red, right?
When did the Hunger Games come out?
Hunger Games came out 2012?
I think it was between Speak Now and Red. I think the way that she put it on Spotify, she put it under Red Taylor's version with that graphic, I believe.
It almost sounds ahead of Taylor's time. It sounds like folklore.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like
Which
folklore
I think that it
song.
helps because it sounds like a Civil War song.
Yeah,
And I think that they co-wrote it with her,
I'd say
so it makes sense.
that makes sense. And then she really started to, 10 years later or 9 years later, really started to delve more into that side of...
Because kind of during COVID, I think it was really that she was able to kind of like reform herself and have to do something not as large and poppy and stuff as what she's used to because she was just writing songs by herself, her and Joe, and that was it. So,
All right, Nancy, second pick.
Third pick.
Third pick, my bad. Third pick. Third pick for Nancy.
Why are you looking at me like you're getting ready to steal something from me?
I don't know. I might be stealing something from Caleb because this is from Folklore.
I don't know.
And it is August.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was on my list. It wasn't the next one, but yeah, that is a good one. August. Yeah, August is good. August is good. August is very 90s. It has a very 90s, and especially with the double vocal effect that they use on it. I was trying to place in my mind, listen to it this week, who it reminded me of, but I think it was just a multitude of different female artists from the 90s. I couldn't, like Natalie Merchant, Sarah McLachlan. There was a lot of different ones running through my mind, but yeah, I had that as my number 9. That was my number 9. So
Okay.
damn.
Well, I'll tell you what. we'll keep the folklore train going, and I'm going to go with Cardigan.
Oh, God,
Cardigan.
that was my number 9 just now too, because I just took that one off.
I distinctly remember hearing that song when we were home for COVID, like because you and I both were
Working from home.
And that album come out, and because it's the one and then Cardigan, right? Cardigan's the second song. And just I remember I was working next to the TV, and the album's playing, and I didn't pay attention to the one at all, but Cardigan kind of like hit, and I looked back at Nancy and I was like, "Is this Taylor Swift?" And she was like, "Yeah, this is Taylor's new record." I'm like, "This is fantastic. This is like nothing I've ever heard from Taylor Swift before." Because again, like you said in the car when we would DJ, we would hear Blank Space and Bad Blood and Shake It Off and all the poppy stuff. But you're right, when it's a stripped back version of Taylor, and it just shows how good of a freaking songwriter she is.
Which I really will say too, before Folklore, whenever I would like talk about Taylor and stuff, you'd kind of be like, "Oh yeah, okay," because Folklore is what really got you to finally like give her a chance.
Yep.
And then you started listening to like Lover and a few different things while you were working, and you kind of were like, "Oh, I didn't know that there were like songs like this on these. Like I thought everything just sounded like the singles and stuff like that, or like the idea that you had in your mind of who she was." Yep. And so she's always had very introspective lyrics and things like that. And I think that just a lot of people don't look into a lot of those songs because they always want to say, "Oh, she writes about guys and she writes about exes," but she really doesn't do that all the time. It's a lot of self-reflection on,
A lot
who
of her
she is a
singles
person.
are writing about guys and stuff. But
But that means that Cardigan is a single, and it's one of the it's one of her best singles.
Yeah.
Really good first single for folklore.
Really cute merch with all the Cardigan stuff,
You
too.
guys just took a couple of folklore jams from me, so I'm just going to do another folklore jam.
I mean, she is technically playing 9 songs from
It's
Folklore
her
on
best-
the tour.
She's
definitely her
playing
best album.
by
She's
far
playing
most of it from Folklore,
Folklore
and
Midnights.
Evermore.
And Evermore. Yeah, I think
As
she's playing at least 13 to 14 songs
as someone
off of
who
those albums.
as someone who honestly, to me, good lyrics is just a bonus for me. I don't even get the lyrics. I don't know, whatever. I'm always going to be song composition first and song layout first. And Folklore was the one where I'm like, oh, this has got some interesting stuff on it. So that's why my fourth pick, right? Fourth pick is Invisible String from
Man.
Folklore.
Oh,
Go on.
Invisible String's good.
There's not going to be any
That's a good one.
There's not going to be any overlap. There's not going to be any overlap, but we're taking songs from each other now. So
You all are mostly taking stuff from me.
To be fair, Nancy has a lot of songs. So, like...
I really don't. I think I have about 20-some songs.
Really? Okay.
I have about the same amount as you do. I don't have nearly as many as Josh does.
Invisible
I
String,
came prepared, y'all.
Invisible String has a really
I know
good...
how these drafts work.
The,
You can steal something out from anybody at any time.
The vocal melody in Invisible String is fantastic, especially in the chorus. The tying you to me. That's a really good like lines between the vocal lines and the guitar playing there.
Sure.
Really good song. Don't want to go
song.
too much
It's a great
into
song.
it. It's just great.
It's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm popping my fingers. My hands are killing
Nancy's
me
fourth
today.
pick.
Dear John.
I knew it.
Couldn't buy its way onto my... Was that from...
Well,
It's from Speak Now.
Speak Now? Okay.
Dear John was my 20, so...
That's fun.
Nancy, why do you like the song Dear John?
I feel like it doesn't need any explanation. It's just a good song.
It's a good... It's
a
about
good
it's
song.
about the Channing Tatum movie.
Yep.
Is that right? Is that a movie?
Yes, it is a
Okay,
movie.
yeah.
It's a
Nicholas
movie
Sparks
based on a
movie?
Nicholas Sparks
Okay.
book.
Okay.
Which the book is completely different than the movie because I was a Nicholas Sparks fan whenever I was in middle school and high school.
It's okay. Yeah, it happens. Okay.
I think I'm going to... I believe I might take the first song from Evermore, and I'm going to take Champagne Problems.
Of course you are.
Do it. I don't care. I don't care. Do it.
Champagne Problems.
That's not the first song on... Oh, that's the first song that we
First song
drafted.
we
Okay,
drafted.
that's not the first song on the
Yeah,
album.
that's
okay.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Back to you, my
Back
friend.
to me. Fifth pick.
I take Champagne Problems because she could have been a lovely bride, but what a
Still feeling pretty
shame
good.
she was.
Feeling really good that I get this one.
Explicit lyric.
Feeling really good that I get another folklore song.
In other words,
It's just
folks,
so good.
we love folklore.
It's just
We
so
love it.
good. It's just this is just such a good song.
All three of us can collectively say we love folklore.
I was making sure that I always liked the song because I posted a Facebook status after I listened to this album 2 years ago and put my favorite songs. I was like, okay, this one was up there, and that's Betty.
Yeah.
It's her.
Betty's
It's
really good.
far and away her most authentic folk song. Like we may say like some of these other songs are folky. That is a straight up folk song. It just is. Her maturity as an artist makes this song work a little bit better than some of her early stuff that may have almost felt like that lyrically. But this one feels. I don't know. It's like whenever you get that age around 30 and you revisit that part of like your childhood or whatever, you can look at it a different way. And even if it's just a story that she made up, it's really, really well written. It's got some really good harmonica playing. Good song.
I'd like to say that each one of us got one of the 3 songs from the trilogy from Folklore.
Yeah.
We each got a different one.
I read about that. I read about that.
And
Like
you know
I
what?
say,
Y'all
I
think
think
they're
that- I
three
think
of her
it's-
best songs?
I think
Yes.
it's good though that we each
Yep.
got a different one though.
I was hoping I was going to get all of them in the
No.
first 10 picks.
Should have known better.
All right.
Should have said no.
Fifth pick for Nancy.
So Evermore, of course, was a surprise drop, just like Folklore was, which
And-
was even bigger of a shock. But Evermore came out on my birthday,
Yeah.
so I was
She was
extra excited that
ecstatic.
year.
She was
'cause
like, "Oh my god!"
it was on my birthday, and she announced it literally the day before.
Yeah.
So I'm picking the actual first song off of Evermore, which is Willow.
That's a
Nancy.
good song.
Nancy.
Good
Nancy.
song.
Dang, that's my favorite song from Evermore. Yeah.
And,
that was like one of the only ones I had from Evermore on my list.
Unfortunately, now I just associate it with Flavor Flav because of that T-shirt that he just wore to the award show.
Yeah. So I was like
So
really
Betty
looking
is
forward
gone.
to re-listening to the Folklore album and Evermore album.
Willow is gone.
And after listening to the Willow, which has always been my favorite song from that album, and listening to the rest of the album, I realized I don't like Evermore nearly as much as I like Folklore. Because Willow, I think, is right off the bat the best song on the album, and it's just the rest of it's just like these are okay, but it's not Folklore.
I feel like I've grown to appreciate Evermore more when I've listened to it more, but Folklore is still just my favorite just because it was so different and it was the one that came first. So.
Yeah. Oh, Josh.
All right, Josh.
Fifth pick. Please don't steal anything from it. I really don't want to get into like the songs that I really don't have much to say about. So I got about 18 or so here that I actually have context.
I'm going to take my first Lover song.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
And
Thanks.
Thank
you.
I'm going to take Paper Rings.
Okay.
Do it.
That's fine.
No skin
You
off
can
my
have
back.
it.
You can have it.
You can
have
have
it.
it.
So you can have it. I don't even remember. Paper Rings.
Just for that,
I
I'm
didn't
gonna steal
have
one
it. You
from
can
you.
have it.
I'll steal one from you next
But
time.
it's fine.
Well, guess what I'm going to do?
You're gonna steal one from me, ain't you?
I'm going to pick my sixth song. Because, you know me, I'm always liking to go into the darker territory. The last song I did wasn't necessarily dark. It was a Betty song. It was a folky song. But the next one is I'd say it's her darkest sounding song. And I just really... I may have heard it when this movie came out, but I really got into it this past week, and that's Carolina.
That's
Yeah, from... what soundtrack is that from?
where the
Where they call
crawdads
that?
sing.
Didn't watch the movie, but this is a good one.
It's a very good song. It's
dark
haunting.
sounding and very similar to Lana Del Rey, like extremely similar. But I've learned that when Taylor Swift does write songs that are similar to Lana Del Rey, I almost gravitate more towards those songs because her voice doesn't sound like Lana Del Rey, but melodically it kind of sounds like Lana Del Rey, and I like that. Really, I think that dynamic really works. That's a dark one. That's a dark song.
And that makes sense for you because Carolina is what motivated her to write Folklore because she wrote that and they actually recorded it on the old-fashioned type of recording, so it's all in one complete take with no breaks.
On tape, yeah.
On tape.
Yeah.
And so once she wrote that in that style, she did that first.
Yeah.
And then that's what spurred Folklore and Evermore and all of that writing and stuff. So that makes sense.
I always like when Taylor delved into the minor keys, except for when she does it on Reputation. And it's just...
We'll
Oh
get
I was
ready
like,
because
oh no, because
guess
speaking
what?
of Reputation,
you
that
made
is
her
where my
do,
next
Josh.
pick comes
what-
from.
Okay.
as long as it ain't
Go
what
ahead.
you made me do.
Sixth pick.
It's not. It is delicate.
Oh, God.
I don't remember.
I hate
remember
you.
it.
I hate you.
I
Right
don't
now.
remember it.
I don't hate you, but
Would you say this
I-
is a
I'm
delicate
mad.
subject?
I'm
Yes.
mad that you took that song from me.
I'm sorry, but I love it. So
Fine. Fine. Why do you love it? Well, I picked my next song because now I don't know what I'm...
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about music, so I can't explain it in the same way that you all can. I just like the song.
Yeah. Just let her like it. Just let her like what she likes.
like it.
She likes the beat.
I like the words.
There you go.
By the way, Delicate was my number 11.
That's fine.
So that's very high for me.
That's fine.
So
I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at how long we've been going.
we've been going.
We're good.
We have been
Almost
going
30 minutes.
for
28
a
minutes or so.
while. We've been going
okay.
a while.
It's okay.
Well, we're almost halfway through.
So Paper Rings.
We'll
was
have less to
low.
say about the songs as it goes along.
It's gonna be
So
like, I
I will-
just
or at
like
least,
it.
at least I will.
I'm gonna be mad at myself if I don't take that song, but I'm gonna try and save it for later. I'm going to actually take another song from. Actually, you know what? I'll take the first Midnight song. I'm gonna take Bejeweled.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take
You
Bejeweled.
did
I
really
thought
like
about-
Bejeweled. That was
Yes,
like
that was the
at
one
first you were
song
like
from
that's the
Midnights.
you were like that's the only
Is
song
that the
from
song-
Midnights I like.
Is that the song that
so.
says the shimmer stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what? So the thing we've got on
yeah.
our wall over
I
there.
thought about putting that on my list because I didn't dislike it, but I decided I found other songs from that album that I liked a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Because
I did not have that on my list either, but it is a good song.
Yeah.
Okay, my
I do like this song. a lot.
seventh pick, right?
Yes, number
Yes.
7.
I don't know what people think about this song. Don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't know, but
I can let you know.
This song made me change. Something about this song made me change my views on it compared to what I thought about it before. Because I was like, this
Okay.
is just a song I hear on TikTok all the time, and it annoys
Oh,
me.
no.
But I saw a certain version of this song, and I was like, okay, this is changing my mind. And my seventh pick is Wildest Dreams. And here's why. Because I watched Taylor perform a solo guitar version of this at the Grammy Museum just by herself. Mm-hmm. And it is her best live performance I've seen. Like, bar none. It's so raw. I believe she's playing a Jazzmaster guitar. There's some light distortion on the guitar. It's it. Nothing like the actual song. And that kind of... When I heard the song like that, it made me appreciate what the song was and her as a performer. Compared to, the studio version's got like a lot of stuff to it. And I hate to use this word that the teens like to use, but cringe. I hate whenever like I see like that song associated with the term dream pop, because it's not that. Mm-hmm. But I guess because it does have a dreamy aesthetic to it. But hearing that version of it made me go back and listen to the song. I was like, this is a well put together song, despite if people want to use it on TikTok all the time. But if you haven't heard that version, to either you or anybody out there, I highly recommend. It's the best live performance I've seen from her, because it's just her in an electric guitar, and it's pretty rocking.
I have not.
It's good. Yeah. Does anybody like that song? Is that a song that people like?
Yeah, I like the song.
Yeah, it's actually one of the only ones that she's re-released from 1989 so far.
I heard the re-release, and I was like, let's go back and watch that version of her playing at the Grammy Museum. so that one's kind of a cheat, because I do prefer that version, but I'm just going to go ahead and say the song.
That's fine.
Okay.
This one is actually in a similar vein, because I just saw the Grammy Museum performance of this one of her on the piano from 1989, and that is Out of the Woods.
Okay. Wasn't on my list, but that's okay.
I just really like it.
Which is the sequel to Into the Woods.
Into the Woods! Into the Woods! Oh, man. See, now we're starting to get into the crossover.
The nitty-gritty?
Yeah, because now I'm starting to panic. Not really panic.
Panicking?
Yeah, because a lot of my songs have gone now.
You have 60 songs on there, Josh, and she has a discography of over 200.
Okay, let me put it this way. My 1 through 12 are gone, so I'm starting to panic.
I have already checked 13 off of my list.
Well, that's your fault. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Speak Now. I'm taking Long Live.
Go ahead, you can have it.
It's a great song. Why don't you can have it?
Take it.
It's a great song.
I mean, it is a great song. One of the lyrics on my shoes for the tour, so
I know.
It's a good song.
It's a great song.
And it's got the
it's not a banger, but
the Easter egg that's in the new music video for was that the one for Bejeweled?
I think so, maybe.
It's the one that has the Haim sisters in it. So I think that's the one for Bejeweled. Possibly. Yes, it is, because at the end it has the instrumentation of Long Live at the end of the music video. Yeah. Okay. We're Easter egg hunting this weekend, so there you go.
I wouldn't. She's gonna drop Speak Now tomorrow. As Nancy sits there and goes, God, I hope.
I wish she would.
I hope so.
All right, my number 8.
I wish you would.
We're at 8, right?
Yes. You're at 8.
My 8th is a newish song.
And
it is Lavender Haze, which is the first song on Midnights. So yeah, I do like that. So I listened to that. I listened to that album, I guess when it came out, and that was the first song. And similar to Evermore, I just think it's the best song on the album, and everything else after that's a major disappointment. Not really, but I do really like that song. I like the chorus. Like don't give it damn. What people think. Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that. It's musically, while not anything like Folklore. When it comes to her poppy side with the more electronic elements, it's one of the better ones I've heard from her.
Sure,
so
it's a really
I like
good,
that one.
Really good. I like
that's a pretty good one.
I did not like Midnights when it first came out.
Okay.
I hated Midnights when it first came out, but it grew on me. I actually have a found respect for that.
Probably my second or third favorite album from Taylor Swift. Honestly, don't know. Close.
Miss Nancy, Miss Swiftie.
'Tis the Damn Season.
That is a song. That song exists. It's from Evermore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that's going to be my pick. Okay. I have no explanation. That's no just explanation. My pick.
The song title says it all.
'Tis the Damn Season.
What I got over there? Okay. You want Nancy? You want to give us a quick rundown here?
I will after you do your 8th pick.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Do we need a rundown though?
Maybe. Well, I'm sitting here trying to figure out.
No, we don't need. No,
He's just trying to waste time.
We were going to do a rundown at the end when we all picked 13 picks. We don't need one at the 8th pick or the 9th pick.
Oh God. I'm gonna take.
He's floundering.
Yeah, I'm freaking out over here. Cruel Summer. I'll go ahead and take it. I figured it would go to the end, but I'll just go ahead and take it. From Lover. Why do I love that song? Because I love Jack Antonoff's recorder part in it. Because it's cool. Caleb, you should put a recorder.
Somebody's got to love it, I guess.
You should put a recorder in your song.
I'm good.
I'm
good. So 9th pick.
9th,
correct?
9th.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, obviously, I'm going right. I'm going back to folklore. It's been a few picks. It's been a few picks. It's been a
little while.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I haven't picked any folklore since my 5th pick, so naturally got to go back to. I'm going with 7. The song 7, very nostalgic and musically very nice to the ears. So not as good as August. What can you do? What you took it. The 7's right there. It's close to it. Is 7 the one that's like a?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So that has a really nice nostalgic feel. Also, kind of, or is that August?
That's August.
Oh wait, yeah, that's August.
That's
yeah.
August.
Yeah.
7
So now
is
I'm back
the
to
one that's
August.
like it's the one that sounds like it's about like the 2 little girls like playing together, and it's got the part in it that's like something about your house is haunted, and that's why your dad's always mad because of spirits.
That's why I wrote these notes beside it, because I knew that my brain would just like escape. When I got down the list, I knew it would just like escape me. But I do remember liking the song. So
yes.
7.
She does read that one as like a spoken word poem on the tour instead of singing it, which is kind of cool.
What a mistake!
Oh god!
All right.
I am going to go to debut. I'm going to go back in the day. I know neither of you were going to pick this, but I'm going to pick it anyway. Because I'm going back to the day.
You're taking the first single, ain't you?
I'm not taking the first single.
Wow.
I'm taking the second single, which is Teardrops on My Guitar.
Oh my god, that song. Wow. I forgot that was her.
Wow.
But it was something about, I really liked Tim McGraw when it first came out too, but there was just something about like Teardrops on My Guitar. I had never been in a relationship, but I was still hurting anyway listening to it. I was just like crying and pining over, like I had never dated anybody, I had never done anything, but just like her little like flowy dress in the music video and stuff, and her just like laying there with the guitar and stuff. I don't know what it is about it, but I always really liked it, and I still go back to it. And if she doesn't play it whenever we go see her as one of the surprise songs, Josh, I'm going to have Teardrops on my guitar that I don't even have.
You don't even know.
He's playing like 3 hours. Give her a break.
3 hours and 13 minutes to be exact.
God, that's Taylor.
Dude, her set is 45 songs.
Too much.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I waited 6 hours in
For what she
line.
paid for tickets, you better get a 3 hour.
I was going to say,
3 hours.
You're one to talk, Mr. Kiss.
Hey.
All right.
Hey.
9th pick, Josh.
9th pick. Let's see here. I'm going to take. I only have one folklore song, don't I?
You have Cardigan.
Which is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all you have.
I'm going to actually take the one.
Do it.
After you just said earlier that you did not pay attention to it and you did not care about it.
Yeah, through first listen.
Okay.
Through first listen. But,
Man. Okay, yeah. That was, I had that. Yeah, it's a good tone setter for the album, I think.
Yep.
It's okay. You can take it from me.
Did I steal
that was gonna be my.
that
was gonna be my 13th pick.
Stole it.
Okay, so my 10th pick. What do I have here? I have "State of Grace."
Oh God, I hate you so
from
much.
Red. I think this might end up being the only song I picked from Red.
I honestly expected to get that song at about 12 or 13.
It's a really solid album opener and the best song on Red. It reminds me of Bruce Springsteen. You said earlier it reminded me of you too, and I totally see that also.
I'm so mad at him right now. I'm so mad because I was hoping to steal that, dude.
That's what you get for stealing the one from me.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I had State of Grace ahead of the one. But yeah, reminds me a little bit of the songwriting perspective, a little bit of The Boss, Bruce Springsteen. But yeah, I get the U2 also. I get the U2 vibes.
It's probably my favorite song from Red.
I think it's the best song from Red.
Yeah, I think it is too.
It drew me in. Whenever I heard that, I was like, okay, Red's off to a good start.
Yep.
And then I knew you were trouble. I was like, oh no!
Which is Nancy's number 10.
This is
It
Nancy's number 2 pick.
actually.
Okay.
For number 10, I am going Back to December.
Oh,
What is that? What is this foreign track?
from Speak Now.
Oh, okay.
No.
Back to
Is it from
December's on-
Speak Now or is it from
Some
Fearless?
fan. Some fan.
There is so
Some
many
fan.
songs.
Is Fearless her second album? You right?
You may be right though. I think it is. It's about Taylor Lautner. Whatever album came out when she dated Taylor Lautner, that's where it is.
Okay.
So it's a good song though.
Let's see. So, State of Grace is gone.
Josh is floundering.
I'm mad that State of Grace is gone. I'm not gonna lie.
Too
I'm
bad.
pretty mad about it. Pretty mad
That's
about
what
it.
you guys get for taking August and Cardigan.
I didn't even have State of Grace on my list, so I don't care.
look at me.
Josh is getting
You know
mad.
what? I'm going to. I really like this song, and people will give me flack for it, and I don't care. I'm taking Forever and Always.
Ah, I don't know what that is. What is that? What is
It
that from?
Fearless, right? It's on
That
Fearless,
explains
okay.
it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Whenever my listen throughs, I really did not listen to the first 2 albums because I knew some. I skimmed through it. I was like, oh, this isn't for me. These albums just aren't for me. They're just not. So I just skipped them. Skipped the hell out of them.
I will say people will not give you flack for that because actually that's one of people's favorite songs on there. Favorite is not a word, but it's their favorite song. And it was actually, there's a story behind that because the album was completely done and she had to fight to have that put on there. And that's why the piano version is not on the original Fearless release, but it is on Fearless Taylor's version because she wrote that song and she really liked it and she had to like fight tooth and nail to even get it put on the album. So
Record labels suck.
Sometimes.
For the record.
Yeah. 11th pick.
The 11th pick. You have 3 picks left.
This should have been a little sooner. I don't know why I didn't, because I think it's one of her most ambitious songs. It's from Evermore, and in retrospect, it might actually be the best song from Evermore. Not Willow. I said initially Willow, but I think this might be. It's Gold Rush. Gold Rush, uniquely structured because it drastically changes when it gets to that chorus. It reminds me of that Lorde song. Green Light, is that the name of it? Is it like how that song changes? You know, it actually kind of sounds similar too. So I'm not gonna say she stole it, but it's very similar.
But that makes sense because there is also a song on Midnights that has a sampling from a Lorde song too, and Jack Antonoff is also the producer for Lorde too.
There's a lot of Taylor Swift songs that sound like Lorde. Whenever she was delving more into the electronic side, a lot of songs sound like stuff that I would hear from Heroin from Lorde. But Green Light is different because Lorde changed a little bit and Taylor changed a little bit on Evermore and in Folklore.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting and uniquely structured song. So it's a good one.
It's a very good song. I like that song a lot.
All right, Nancy's 11th pick, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, she's squandering.
I don't know.
She's stretching.
I'm just thinking because there's
She's
only 3
stretching.
choices left.
I will say, if one song doesn't make your top 13, I'm going to be amazed, and we will talk about it before the end of this podcast.
I'm interested to know.
If it doesn't make it,
I was going to save this for the end, but I'm just going to take it now, even though I know neither of you is going to take it anyway, because you never know it when I bring it up. And that is Crazier, which is the song that she did for the Hannah Montana movie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't going
I've
to take
never
that
even
because
heard that.
I've never heard it
Yeah,
either.
I've never heard that.
Never heard it either.
It is a really, really good song. I would recommend it. She wrote it because she wrote a couple songs for Miley for the movie as well, and then she is in the movie as herself and plays that song. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Well, pick.
You know what's crazy? I don't think I've took any song from Red, have I?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have. Oh. Let's change that.
Do it.
I am going to take
We are never, ever, ever getting back together.
Nope.
Like ever.
I think I'm going to take a song from The Vault, and I'm going to take Better Man.
Okay.
Better Man, the cover of the Pearl Jam song. Good pick.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I can hear the better man. Is that how Taylor Swift song goes?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Better Man. Don't know it?
you probably would if you heard the song.
Maybe.
Because it actually was wrote for Little Big Town, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
okay.
yeah.
It was either
wrote-
Little
she
Big
wrote
Town
for-
or Sugarland.
I thought it was Little Big Town.
That one could be the Little Big Town one.
Anyway, it was a song wrote for another band,
Mm-hmm.
and she won a Grammy for it. Grammy for it or American Country Music Award? CMA. CMA for it. There's a video of her online when she wins it, and they're like, "Better Man, Taylor Swift," and she's just like,
Oh my gosh. I can't
because
believe
she's at
I
home,
won.
she's not there.
I can't believe I won for this Pearl Jam cover.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Exactly.
Sugarland one is Babe. That was the other one I was
Okay,
thinking
yeah,
of. Because that one's
don't know
also
that
in
one, so.
the
All
vault
right,
on
my
Red.
12th pick, which astoundingly it is 12th on my list here.
Okay.
Back to folklore. Going back there.
Jesus
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
Hey, I like what
I
I
know.
like. I'm
I
not
know.
gonna pretend to be anything other. I'm going with the song Peace, which I don't think anybody likes that song. Peace.
I love that song.
Yeah, it's really. Well, I guess whenever it came out, that's one that people didn't talk about that much. Really nice sounding guitar, really good sounding guitar, and while it's not the strongest melodically, it creates a really really good atmosphere right before the end of the album, before she kills us with hoax. So, Nancy's 12th pick.
I'm gonna go with Red.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
The Meet Me in the Matinee song "Red" by our former band. Who would have thunk it?
I mean, sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to do it.
Sometimes you just gotta go with the
No explanation.
No explanation.
Just
None.
Red.
Let's see.
I'm over here hurting, only picking 13.
You know what? Nancy knows I love this song, and I'm going to take it. And it's not the most politically correct song, but I'm taking Better Than Revenge from Speak Now. Because it's a pretty good rock song, actually. It's not a country song.
It's her misery business.
Yes, yeah,
Uh-oh.
pretty much. But I think it's a really good song. I'm sorry, I think it's a really good song.
What is gonna be my last pick?
We're down to the nitty gritty, folks. The 13th pick for each of
Maybe I
us.
should just shake it off. No, I'm joking. It's not.
God, why?
I had that at the very end of my
Why?
list. 'Cause it's better than a lot of other songs.
Okay.
I'm just being honest with
Ooh.
you. So my
Ooh.
13th pick, I'm gonna go back to Midnights. I only have one on here for Midnights. I'm gonna go with.
We technically had two.
I'm gonna go with Karma is my boyfriend.
I
Karma
hate you so much.
I'm gonna go with Karma.
I hate you.
Don't love the song, but it's got some really stuff that sticks in my brain a little bit there. Decent little pop song, probably my second favorite song
I was going to go with that.
from Midnights.
honestly.
So there you go.
All right, you.
Those are my
you feeling
picks.
22?
Those are my picks.
Oh, okay. She's
Dead air.
I'm trying to pick one.
Nancy Payton has to think about her whole life before her 13th
It's
pick.
just the last pick of the
13th
draft. You know?
pick.
They're at the end of the bench, Nancy. They're never gonna get to play. That's why I picked Karma. That's why I picked Karma at the end.
In that case, should have said no.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I should have said no. That's the Foo Fighters.
I should have known.
I'm not going to explain it because I just blacked out and picked
Okay,
one.
here's my
so.
question. Here's my question before my 13th pick.
Okay.
How could you, as much as you have told me about it in your life, how did 15 not make your list? How did 15 not make your list?
I feel like whenever I used to listen to it back in the day and stuff, and it didn't really resonate with me a whole lot because I hadn't been through that much. But I think it was just when the re-recording came out, I was like, okay, this is going to be fine and stuff. But then, like, I heard 15 and I cried a little bit because I've been through a lot of stuff in my life compared to where I was whenever I first heard it. So it meant a lot to me in that moment, but it's not like one of my top Taylor songs that I go back and listen to all the time.
That's fine.
It means a lot more to me as an adult than it did when it originally came out, because when it first came out, she's like, you know, when you're 15 and somebody tells you they love you, you're gonna believe them. Like, I had never dated anybody or anything like that when it first came out, so I'm just like, yeah, this is a Taylor Swift song, and I liked it because of that. But I've been through a lot more in my life, as you know, and so whenever that first re-recording came out, I was like, okay, this is gonna be fine. And then it hit me a lot harder than I expected it to.
Mad, crazy woman.
That's because I listened to it in a bubble bath. That was my mistake.
Let's see.
What's your last pick, Josh? Last pick of the draft.
Well, I tell you what, I was not a really big fan of this song until we saw a video of it, of her playing it on the Eras tour. And it is a song off of Reputation, and it is Don't Blame Me. That's my last pick. It was on
my list, and I knew that you would get it if I didn't.
At the note that she hits, leading into the last chorus of that song, and she hits it live, I legitimately got goosebumps.
That was when we watched the Reputation Stadium tour.
No. This was when she did it. This is when she did it on the Eras.
Okay.
That opening night when we saw her do the song, I immediately became a fan of that song. I'm like, if she can hit that note live, then keep that in your set list for the rest of your entire career, as long as you can hit that note. So
well, I mean, another while going through the albums again, one that drew me and then immediately pulled me back, and it was never stood a chance of making the track for me because of a certain thing that happens is the title track for Evermore. Mm-hmm. Who Bonavere, was that how you say his name?
Yeah.
So I don't think I like him.
I like Exile better than I like
Exile.
I did too.
I don't really like it. I think Evermore is the layout of it is better than Exile. But here, I love Taylor singing. But then he comes in, his voice is almost like comically deep, and then his falsetto is comically high. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't like the blend of this. And I'm like, oh my, ugh, I can't take this. I wish it was just Taylor singing that song, because I think that is a really good song. But yeah, I was disappointed that I could not put that in my top 13. So.
Was there any other songs that you had on your list
Not
that
a
you
chance.
didn't? I mean, that you didn't draft or didn't get drafted?
Illicit Affairs, maybe.
Okay.
Some more folklore stuff. Mad Woman. I kind of like that song.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like I did not draft anything from Midnight's.
You didn't draft anything from Midnight.
Just because of the back. Like, it's hard for me to pick 13, because, I mean, she has so much music. It's hard to pick
200
13.
songs. I mean...
But I had, like, Getaway Car, Would've, Could've, Should've is, like... I feel like I can't say it's one of my absolute favorite all-time Taylor Swift songs just because it hasn't been out that long. Mm-hmm. But I feel like maybe down the road in, like, 10 years or something, it'll probably be one of my favorite songs.
Sure.
It's just the more mature version of Dear John.
Oh, I took that one.
And then All the Girls You Loved Before, that song that was cut from Lover is really good. Marjorie, which knowing more of the meaning behind it now makes me appreciate it as a song more of like that being actually about her grandmother, and like the opera singing that's in it being like an actual recording of her grandmother from a vinyl record that Aaron Dessner was able to pull and put on the song with her. Mm-hmm. And so like I feel like I'm gonna cry every time I see those videos from tour whenever she's like playing that for her grandmother to be able to sing to a sold out stadium, because her grandmother never got to live those dreams that she's living out now.
Yeah.
And then like Sparks Fly and some older songs.
I don't care.
You can look at it now.
I know I am.
Just real quick, I had False God really
too,
high, and I didn't draft it. I had Blank Space pretty high.
Is it because I was making fun of False God earlier?
No.
Okay.
No. I was playing off of most of what you all were doing.
I had it on mine too.
I did better than Revenge. I had Clean down too.
See, this is crazy. As I'm looking at your list, we just didn't have anything. There was just State of Grace.
I had honestly.
I don't really like Mirrorball.
A lot of my songs, the more that I went through this, I noticed that I'm more middle of her catalog and folklore ish than anything else. But yeah, so Nancy, run us down our top 13 draft picks here for as I throw away my list because I no longer need it.
Okay. Caleb got Lover, Hoax, Safe and Sound, Invisible String, Betty, Carolina, Wildest Dreams, Lavender Haze, Seven, State of Grace, Gold Rush, Peace and Karma. I got All Too Well, the 10-minute version, Enchanted, August, Dear John, Willow, Delicate, Out of the Woods, 'Tis the Damn Season, Teardrops on My Guitar, Back to December, Crazier, Red, and Should Have Said No. And Josh, you got Style, Haunted, Cardigan, Champagne Problems, Paper Rings, Bejeweled, Long Live, Cruel Summer, The One, Forever and Always, Better Man, Better Than Revenge, and Don't Blame Me.
You know what? I had a lot of betters.
A lot of betters there.
A lot of betters.
Dude.
A lot
Yeah.
of betters.
Better Call Saul.
Well, so I honestly, I think that if we're looking at it from a perspective of a competition, which I don't think any of us really drafted for a competition.
Oh, I did.
I know you did. I would say those are three pretty evenly matched.
I think that they
Thanks.
are very reflective of what kind of fans each of us are.
Sure.
And that people are going to vote on a list based on what kind of fan they are.
Yeah.
So it's really very hard to tell.
Or they may vote on the songs that they know the most.
Yeah.
Or the songs that they might, one of us may have picked their favorite song and they have to pick just
Which,
because
I
it's-
mean, Caleb has a chance because there are a lot of people who just became fans of Taylor from Folklore
Yeah.
and Evermore.
True.
I mean, I like the feel bad material, you know. Safe
He likes to have
Safe and
Sad Girl
Sound,
Hour.
Carolina, Hoax.
Well, we are actually, like we said before, next week we will be having a special episode with the arts, correct? Is that right? That is the next episode?
Yeah, that's the next one.
So we will be doing a special episode next week on that.
Yeah.
After that, we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming. So, Nancy, since you are our guest, you can go ahead and draw a topic there for us out of our little bucket since we don't have a hat because it took up too much of the table. Wink,
Right.
wink. And what is our topic for 2 weeks from now, technically?
Yeah.
2 weeks from now.
Are doing fast food.
Fast food.
Uh-oh. So it'll be like a fast food tier
Like
list?
a ranking system?
Like a
I
ranking
guess?
system of what? Of Now, here's my question.
a tier.
Is it only
When we
going to
do
be
this-
fast food that's around here or just fast food that both of you have had?
Fast food in general.
Fast food in
Okay.
general.
Any
If
fast
we've
food
never
restaurant.
had it, we'll put it down in the we've never had it category.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So we want to do S
sure.
tier, A tier.
Now, do we want to? Now, here's my question: do we want to do this collectively, or do we want to do this as our own separate lists?
It's got to be separate. We can't agree on this.
That's
I
true.
think we could.
I don't think
I don't
we
think
could.
you all would.
I don't think
I
we
tell you
can.
what. We'll do our separate lists,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll try to get one collectively.
We can try.
We'll try.
I was gonna say it's always like pulling teeth trying to get you two to pick somewhere to eat.
It's
so
not
I feel
though,
like you
because
all...
I can find something anywhere. We got Mr. Picky over here.
I can find something anywhere.
He's a
either.
liar.
Also,
He's
Yeah, but-
such a
Burger-
liar.
But
Burger
you
King
always
sucks.
say I can find anything anywhere, but then every time somebody names off something, you're like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, it's different though.
I don't want
At the end
that.
of the day, I will eat anything.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'll eat there. It doesn't matter.
Except for Burger King.
What's wrong with Burger King?
I'll eat it.
I know you'll eat
I'll
Burger
it.
King.
I'll
You,
eat it.
there's many a nights before you've went to work at the movie
Yeah,
theater,
yeah.
and you'd be like, you know what? I think
It's there. You know, it's right there.
That's true.
Caleb, where can people find us?
You can find us on Facebook by typing in Chat From a Hat, as well as Instagram and Twitter. You can email us by emailing a chatfromhatcast@gmail, and you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Go check out Peyton Media on Facebook and Instagram, and she does all of our photos, all of our promotional material and things. So go check her out and give her a like, and get her to do some pictures and stuff for you. So
Give me money to do something for
give her
you.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, we will talk to you next week. I guess we'll be in Williamson for the art project.
We do it live on the 21st.
The 21st.
Yes, it will be the launch party for the Heart of West Virginia, which is an
you so
organization.
much.
You're welcome. That's why you've got the journalist on
Yeah,
here.
because I'm horrible with titles.
But it is a dual event, actually. They will be meeting first because they're working through the Tamarack Foundation on a program for an artisan co-op in Williamson, which is very interesting.
Cool.
If you're interested in that, you can find them on Facebook at Tug Valley Ripple, and that's RIPPLE. And then the other event immediately after that will be the launch officially for the Heart of West Virginia, which they started doing some work during COVID, but they never got to officially have a launch party because of COVID. And so they're finally going to be able to do that and
Which
start
we will be a
really
part of.
looking at doing some more events and things like that geared toward artisans in southern West Virginia. I've done a few pop-up galleries that they've done, as you know, photography based and then just general arts based, but they're doing a lot of very good work. And they're also on Facebook as the Heart of West Virginia. So
we will be sharing in the upcoming week. We'll be sharing the event page and everything, so you can get a little more information on that. And feel free to come and join us for the launch party. It should be fun. Who knows? You may end up on the podcast yourself. So yeah, come out and have some fun. And yeah, we'll talk to you next time on Chat from a Hat. Caleb, you got anything else to add?
I do not.
Nancy, you have anything else to add?
thank you.
There you go. Well, folks, we will talk to you next time where we will talk about art and then we'll talk about fast food.
Yeah.
Woohoo!